Hi, this is Gila. So, a couple of days ago now, on Saturday afternoon, I was peacefully having a nap when, unexpectedly, I was awoken by the sound of a siren. Now, where we live, about 20 miles southwest of Jerusalem, we don't often get rocket attacks. But nevertheless, I went into our strong room and I sat there for a few minutes before going back to our bedroom and carrying on with my nap. Thankfully, there have been no more sirens where I live, but that's not the case for many other parts of Israel. We have about a minute and a half to seek shelter after the siren starts, but Israelis living close to Gaza have only about 15 seconds before rockets hit after the sirens start. Hardly any time at all to reach safety. And there have been many attacks on peaceful Israelis living near Gaza. So, in the last couple of days or so, there were about 700 rockets fired into Israel by Arabs in Gaza seeking to murder Israeli citizens. Sadly, 4 Israelis were killed and many more were injured. Frankly, there is no rational reason for these Arab rocket attacks. They started after Israel withdrew totally from Gaza to the 1948 boundaries, and all the Jews living there were forced to leave in 2005. As for the blockade, it is there simply to try to prevent weapons from being delivered to Gaza to be used to murder more Israelis. Food, medical supplies, and other peaceful items are freely let in. I actually visited one of the Israeli settlements in Gaza shortly before it was forcibly disbanded, and it was beautiful. Israelis left behind lovely buildings and many hydroponic enclosures which grew superb vegetables for Arabs to be able to use once the Israelis had left. Instead, everything was destroyed, and Gaza was turned into a launching pad for rockets instead. And the large amounts of money donated to the people of Gaza have not been used to build an infrastructure which could turn Gaza into the Singapore of the Mediterranean. Instead, the money has lined the pockets of their corrupt terrorist leaders and also been used to buy weapons and to make tunnels in order to try to attack Israelis. Now, when Israel retaliated, yes, there was a larger number of Arabs killed. Frankly, it's no surprise because rockets are deliberately fired from schools, hospitals, mosques, and residential areas in order to create casualties to stoke anti-Israel propaganda. Deeply sick and a double war crime against their own people. There is no cycle of violence between Gaza and Israel. The terrorists are not some kind of brave militants seeking justice. Their avowed intent is to destroy Israel completely and to commit genocide against the Jewish people living peacefully in our one and only homeland. And their rockets kill Arab Israelis too. One of the Israelis killed in this latest barrage was an Arab Bedouin. Now, be in no doubt, there would be peace tomorrow if Hamas terrorists actually wanted it. And there would be no blockade if Hamas terrorists committed to peace. Israel withdrew completely from Gaza, and Hamas have been firing at Israelis who are living in undisputed Israeli land. So why was there an attack now? I certainly wasn't expecting it. It was a complete surprise on Saturday. Is this for real? Should I actually go into the strong room? Is something happening? Well, it was. Firstly, they started attacking on Shabbat, the holiest day for Jews. And now Ramadan has just started, I believe yesterday, which is the holiest time of the year for Muslims. And tragically, the holiest thing that a Muslim can do, and the one sure way to enter paradise with its endless orgies with beautiful virgins, according to Muhammad's teachings, which are recorded in the Quran and Hadith, is to wage jihad against non-Muslims. Perhaps, accordingly, it's no accident that Hamas terrorists chose this time to launch their latest attacks to try to murder Israelis. Imagine if you lived, say, in Portsmouth, and rockets were being fired on you from the Isle of Wight. And add to that, you couldn't reason with the people firing on you. They just wanted to destroy you. It didn't matter what you did. They still wanted to destroy you. And you might begin to get at least some idea of what Israel is up against. What would you do? Well, I wish everyone a peaceful week, whether living in Israel, in Gaza, or anywhere else. As the Chabad rabbi who survived the attack in San Diego recently said, we need to create more light in the world, do more good. That is the best antidote to evil. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.